In this video we are covering part 3 of the nutrition education series. Today we are going to cover cholesterol, blood glucose, fibre, and we're going to cover food intolerances. So first up, what is cholesterol? So cholesterol is a waxy fat-like substance. Okay, this is found in all the cells in your body. Your body needs some cholesterol to make hormones, vitamin D, and substances that help you digest foods. Okay, so it's quite important. Your body makes all the cholesterol it needs. Cholesterol is also found in foods from animal sources such as egg yolks, meat, and cheese. If you have too much cholesterol in your blood, it can combine with other substances in the blood to form plaque. Okay, and plaque sticks to the walls of the arteries, and the build-up of plaque in the artery is known as atherosclerosis. Okay, and this can lead up to basically the artery walls being blocked and becoming more narrow. Okay. The most common cause of high cholesterol is an unhealthy lifestyle. So unhealthy eating habits, such as eating lots of bad fats. One type of bad fat is saturated fat. So this is found in some meats, dairy products, chocolate, baked goods, deep fried foods, processed foods. Another type of fat is trans fats. This is mainly found in fried and processed foods. But eating these fats can raise your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. And I won't get too much into the HDL and LDL, but basically it's just good and bad cholesterol. Lack of physical activity. So with lots of sitting and little exercise, this can lower your good cholesterol. Okay, so just again, it's just making your levels of cholesterol in a bad zone, if anything. And smoking also affects your cholesterol, especially in women. Okay, so smoking affects it more in women than it does men, and it also raises your LDL cholesterol. Okay, so it's basically, making your cholesterol levels offset. Okay, now we're going to touch into glucose. So what is blood glucose? So blood glucose is a sugar that the bloodstream carries to all cells in the body to supply energy. Okay, a person needs to keep blood sugar levels within a safe range to reduce risk of diabetes and heart disease. So when you eat carbohydrates, that will turn to sugar in your body, and the sugar goes straight from the digestive system into the bloodstream. Okay, so after you have consumed your food and digested your food, the sugars will go into the bloodstream. However, glucose can only enter cells if insulin is also circulated. And insulin is a protein that is made ready to receive glucose. Okay, the cells would starve without insulin, or they would become, or if they became too resilient to its effects. So after people eat, blood sugar concentrations increase. Okay, so say for example you had a biscuit. The carbs would obviously enter your body, digest into the bloodstream, and then your blood sugar concentration would increase. Okay, so the pancreas would then release the insulin, and that would automatically go to the glucose from the blood to the cells. As more and more cells receive glucose, blood sugar levels return to normal. The liver and muscles store excess glucose as glycogen. Okay, so when you have, say for example, you had a big meal containing lots of carbs, you've got all this sugar floating through your system. When your body's used enough sugar that it needs, and it's got all this sugar left over, it doesn't need that sugar, then that is stored as glycogen. Okay, glycogen plays an important role in achieving homeostasis, which is basically a balanced state in your body. So for example, if you had all this sugar everywhere, your body's not going to be functioning properly, and your body's probably going to change and it's going to do something different. So glycogen comes in and goes, look, okay, let's grab all this extra sugar that's going everywhere and let's store it, and we'll use it when we're ready. It's also used to help the body function during states of starvation as well. So if a person does not eat for a short period of time, so say you went all morning without eating food, for example, blood glucose concentrations will fall. So your blood sugar levels would drop because you've not eaten, you've not fueled yourself. So the pancreas, which is an organ in the body, that releases a hormone called glucagon. And glucagon triggers the breakdown of glycogen into glucose. So basically, we said the sugars store in the muscle and the liver after they're not being used. And then basically what happens is, say you don't eat all morning, glucagon will come and get that stored energy and use it for you. Okay, so then you have energy without eating, essentially. So now we're going to touch into fibre. So why is fibre important? So fibre is one of the main reasons whole plant foods are good for you. So growing evidence shows that adequate fibre intake may benefit your digestion and reduce your risk of chronic disease. Dietary fibre is found in whole grain cereals, fruit and vegetables. Okay, and fibre is made up of the indigestible parts of or compound of plants, which pass relatively unchanged through our stomach and intestines. So for example, say you had a bit of broccoli, and the stem, the solid part of the broccoli, that part is the fibre, and that goes through basically your body system unchanged. Okay, and that's what actually helps digestion. The main role of fibre is to keep the digestive system healthy. Okay. So there are two types of fibre, soluble and insoluble. Okay, both are beneficial and we need them both in our daily diets. Most plant foods contain a mixture of them both. Soluble fibre soaks up water a bit like a sponge, and it helps bulk out your stool so it can pass through the gut more easily. It acts to slow down the rate of digestion. And then we have the slowing down effect of the digestive system is usually overridden by insoluble fibre. It does not absorb water and speeds up the time that passes through the gut. So ways to increase your fibre. So if you want to get more fibre in your diet, you can eat foods that contain barley, wheat or oats. Okay, they're all high in fibre. You can switch to more wholemeal and multi-grain foods. Multi-grain breads, brown rice, that type of thing. You can add an extra vegetable to every evening meal, because don't forget vegetables are high in fibre as well. And you can snack on fruit, dried fruits, again high in fibre, and nuts as well. Okay, so those are ways to improve your fibre. And the last part of this video is touching on food intolerances. Okay, so food intolerances affect your digestive system. People who suffer from an intolerance or sensitivity can't break down certain foods. Okay, they develop gas, diarrhea, and other problems. An intolerance or food sensitivity is, inconvenient for you, but it's not life-threatening. Okay, most common types of food intolerances. Okay, so we're going to go through these. There's lactose. So again, you might have heard of these. People who are lactose intolerant don't make up enough lactase enzyme to break down lactose, a sugar found in milk and dairy products. This food intolerance is the most common. And then we have histamines. So histamines are naturally occurring chemicals in foods like cheese, pineapples, bananas, avocados, and chocolate. Red wine and some white wines also have histamines. People who are histamine intolerant don't make up enough diamine oxidase enzyme to break down this chemical. We also have gluten. So gluten intolerance, again, people have, it's more mainstream now. Gluten is a actual protein in wheat, rye, and barley. Gluten sensitivity isn't the same as having celiac disease. You might have heard of celiac as well. That's a type of autoimmune disease. When you have celiac disease, gluten damages the small intestines. But if you just have a gluten intolerance or a non-celiac gluten sensitivity, your body has a harder time digesting gluten. Okay. So to manage or treat a food intolerance, you may need to change your diet or limit or even eliminate the foods that cause the problems. Many people with food intolerances find that consuming really small amounts of that food causes few symptoms, if any. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found some valuable things in this video. If you do have any questions, please message us or send us an email and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in part 4.